It's back! The Zwift Triathlon Academy returns for another year, and it starts today. This is your chance to win a place on the world's most supported amateur triathlon team, as well as having a great selection of world-class workouts that we can all enjoy. Well, we're going to be revealing those sessions today, as well as chatting to previous Zwift Tri Academy member and getting some top motivational tips from mentor Sarah True. Not sure if this is for you? Well, if you're watching this video, then I would say yes, it is. And I know some of you out there are going to be aiming high and looking for one of those slots on the amazing Tri Academy team. But for the rest of us, it is still a great opportunity to get stronger, all with the support of each other. So the dates that you need to know, you've got from now until the 29th of November in which to register. And then all you need to do is jump on Zwift and get going, because you have from now until the 23rd of December to complete those 5 bike workouts, 5 run workouts, plus the bike and the run race. I expect you are dying to know what to expect from these sessions as much as I am. Well, we're in for a treat because they have been designed by coach and exercise physiologist Dr. Dan Plews, and he is here to introduce the sessions and explain how best to tackle the next couple of months of training.
Yeah, so the 10 sessions, they're made of what I like to call different training types, and each one's kind of is geared towards long distance triathlon specifically. So trying to break down each area of training and having a session that's specifically designed towards that. So for example, in the bike, for example, start off with some quite kind of your lower intensity to a bit of more higher intensity as it goes through those 5. But where we're starting off with something that's a bit more strength endurance based. And then we go through and we build it up and we do some more Ironman specific type work, which is working around the Ironman threshold. Then we move up again and we go to the what we call short VO2 max. So the short VO2 max is more shorter intervals. So it's like 50 on, 10 off, 40 on, 20 off, 30 on, 30 off. And that's actually one of the most challenging workouts I would say is in there. And then we have a specific threshold session, which is more like what people call your hour of power. So around your 40 kilometer time trial pace, which is high intensity, 100% of FTP, but the recovery is quite short. So that session in particular is really quite challenging. And then the last one is the longer VO2. So similar to the short VO2, the short intervals with the 50-10s, they're going a little bit longer and we're focusing on more longer intervals. But the most important thing is the VO2s are 105 to 110% of your FTP. So, you're really having to be pretty fresh going into those ones. So yeah, that takes care of the bike side. So the run follows a really similar kind of phased protocol where you're actually still focusing on those key determinants and those physiological variables that are really important to do for success in long distance triathlon, training each thing particularly. So yeah, we start off with some more of the lower end kind of tempo based workouts. We've actually got a couple of threshold sessions in there. So one's just more of a pure long threshold, where it's just sustained effort at pretty much your 10 kilometer race pace. But then I've also got a session in there that's a bit up and under. So you go a little bit above your threshold, a little bit below your threshold, a little bit above your threshold. And then it kind of just challenges you to change pace, and it just pushes that threshold up. And it's a really great way to find improvements there. And then finally, rather than doubling up on the VO2s like we did on the bike, we've doubled up on the threshold for the run, and then just have one longer VO2 session, which is running at speeds above your 100% of your threshold pace for longer durations of time, like 4 minutes, 6 minutes, and 2 minutes. So so pretty challenging. If you do the sessions in order, at least the intensity does go up, and we've tried to position them in a way that the hardest one is the last one, the most intense one. And it's also quite challenging is that when you're trying to, say you're developing your aerobic threshold, which is typically more like what you hold for an Ironman, you can't be having people on the bike for, 3-4 hours. So to get that sort of session into an hour, it doesn't make it too hard. But then once you get to the more intense sessions and you're doing that for an hour, and you consider that even a threshold is about what you can hold for an hour.
They sound straightforward, and tough, but really we want the sessions to be hard so we can optimize our fitness and enjoy that feeling of accomplishment. So if you want to know what they entail in detail, I'd recommend that you sign up to the Academy now and then simply head over to Zwift, look at your training, scroll down to Tri Academy 2020 and all the sessions will be there and ready to go. In order to complete all of these 10 workouts, I think it's fair to say that you need a goal. And it doesn't matter where you are right now with your training or your fitness, as this could simply be that kick that you require in order to take it up a level at the moment. And ticking off each of the sessions and completing the whole program is going to be pretty satisfying. Although I know for a few of you, that isn't quite enough. Well, it certainly wasn't enough for Zwift Triathlon Academy team member Natia, who won her place in the team back in 2019. Well, since then, she's amazingly gone on to turn pro and has very kindly found some time in her busy training schedule to share a little bit of her experience with us.
Well, I definitely underestimated the sessions. They were quite brutal. So when we started the first ones on the bike side and the run side, we were like, we actually need to take this seriously, because I thought I could just kind of work it into my week or whatever, but then after like the first or second one, I was like, okay, no, wait, we need to actually structurally plan this. And you need to fuel for the sessions. The sessions are hard and they're really good. So what I would say is just kind of don't try to wing it. You need to be serious about it. It's tough sessions. It's going to challenge you. So, but it's fun. It's great. The sessions are good for training, even if you are skeptical whether or not you're going to get into the sessions. At the end of the day, it's going to be a great workout. You're going to benefit from it immensely. But for me, who really wanted to get into the academy, I did focus on doing the sessions and doing them properly. I'm just doing my best to get in. My story was I tried to qualify. I had 5 failed attempts, and that's what I told Zwift, and how they could help me and how the academy could help me get to Kona. So for anyone who's looking to go to Kona, it shouldn't be just a once-off bucket list thing. You really need to want to be there, to want to qualify, to put everything into it. You need to dedicate basically your entire year to Zwift and to Kona and to your preparations and your training. So if I could give a tip, you need to be 100% fully committed to it.
If that has left you feeling inspired and ready to give it your all as you aim for a place on next year's team, then listen up. You need to ensure that you've got a smart trainer or a power meter on your bike, as well as a heart rate monitor for all of the bike sessions and the bike race. And then for the run, you need either a smart treadmill or a foot pod, plus a heart rate monitor for all of those workouts and the running race. I'm actually really looking forward to this, and I don't know about you guys, but I certainly need a goal in order to train, and it's fair to say that goals are lacking at this time of year, and it's not exactly been a normal season, so the Zwift Triathlon Academy could be that perfect excuse you need to get out of any training rut you might be stuck in, and for us all to get fit together. Well, I'm going to be sharing my progress with you guys as I go, and hopefully you're going to share yours as well, so make sure you let us know how you're getting on. There is power in numbers, so let's do this. Oh, and if you still need convincing, well, we have a few motivational words from mentor Sarah True.
I think doing the Zwift Tri Academy workouts, even if you have no interest in doing the team, it's going to help you get things in gear. You're going to get fitter. You're going to join the Zwift community and totally crush it, week after week. If you could tick those boxes off, after a couple of months of doing these workouts, you're going to get fitter. And don't we all want that?
Thank you for that, Sarah. So you guys know what to do. Head over to Zwift, sign up and get started. But before you do, make sure you give us a like. You can follow us on social media and subscribe to us here on YouTube to make sure you can follow our Zwift Academy triathlon journey.